Someone's made some changes here too. Someone's made some changes here too. There's 2 logs stacked up in front of this. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't here the last time I was up here. But that's where they stacked them rocks. Or somebody stacked rocks back in there.
Oh, okay. Did you ever figure that out? Like,
No. It looks like a great place for a rattlesnake den. I know that buzzard was in there at one point. Well, I can come back in here with a metal detector one time and check it out. There's like no little critter tracks back in here. I mean, there's no way that's natural, you know? I mean, get back there and look at how they're stacked. I mean, it's really... I don't know what the point of it is or anything. I want to bring a metal detector back here. Because I've been...
oh, that is crazy.
checking out on YouTube. There's a lost silver mines. One of them was supposed to be in this area, and they would stash silver back in places like this. Jonathan Swift, and they were funding the Revolutionary War with the silver, and they were making British pounds out of the silver that they would trade from the Native Americans or mine out, and they were counterfeiting it to pay for the war effort with British pounds. That's cool. Pretty neat. But there's supposed to be one at Red River Gorge, one around this area here, and then another one down in Pikeville, Kentucky. Around Pikeville. There's no obvious tracks here. I've found tracks here at a lot of times, but with all the fresh leaves and stuff, it'd be hard to find anything right now. But yeah, that big tree right there, right up in that crook up there, there was something huge I filmed in it and came back up and it wasn't there. Here's some new bows. Broken limb. This right here is new. You just gotta kind of mountain goat it. Come around. Kind of weird, because this right here is new. These 2 little bowed over trees. And there's a broken limb here. This is how I used to go up. And 2 of the best tracks I ever found was up against this little pine tree. Out this way is a kill box. But I wonder how far under that goes, you know what I mean? Or they got it plugged up there. I mean, that crevice could go way underneath there. I used to come up here and hunt all the time. I'd sit on that rock right there. And never knew that was down there. That little hole. There's still a bunch of nice oak in here. You know, in another 20 years, I'll be able to harvest a bunch of them. Should have brought a machete with me. Almost looks like a track right here. See that on the berm right there? Looks like maybe a track. This is the one I used to spend a lot of time in here. You know, a lot of deer in here. Before they logged, you could see right down in there really good. It wasn't all growed up like that.
It's like a house. What up here?
That's why we call them rock houses. This is the one I would sleep in. Usually to have the fire here, and I would sleep back in here, and rocks would come in. Rocks and sticks, and I mean like little rocks. I always thought they was falling off of this, but some of them, you know, they don't look like, when the rocks fall, they're like chipped or whatever. Like that one there. Need to come up here and clean all this up. Ain't that neat? And then over here on this side is the place I was telling you that I came down and jumped that booger up. And it stunk. I mean, it was like rotten meat mixed with skunk type of stink. And Bailey, she took off. She was gone. She's like, An old dummy here. I started to stick my head back in this hole. But this is one of the places I think they come, like when it gets real cold, and when it gets real cold or bad weather or whatever. I mean, it's a perfect place. Huh? What is it? Oh, I'm talking about this up here. That up there, I mean, that would be good to get out of the rain or snow, keep dry or whatever. Most of it stays pretty dry. But this right here is... And there's just like all kinds of places like this around here. But over here's the little... This is where I think they stayed at. Where I found all the tracks and the berries on the ledge. Oh, this used to be piled up over there and it's moved. You can crawl back in there and that goes way back this way. And it's just like, you know, it's pretty good size for something to get back in there. Or even a few somethings to get back in there and stay warm off each other's body heat. This branch still had leaves on it when I first found it here. And it was piled up in front of this. Huh? Yeah, I came down that way. That's why we'll go up. It's easier. See, it's pretty warm back in here right now. Yeah, and there's like a little room back in here. I mean, I could get back in there pretty easy. Yeah, it's warm back in here. There's mosquitoes and stuff flying around. The little nooks and crannies like this are all over it, and that's where I think they go. And there's, you know, caves, like proper caves and all that. Huh? What is it? You got a light on that?
No, but I got night sight, so it should be okay.
Night sight. What's night sight? They're right here in this crack where I found all them little red berries. Sitting right back in here. And there was more tracks coming down. Right back in that. Yeah. And there's places like this everywhere around here. There used to be a weave in a tree up here. I don't know if it's still there or not. Yeah. Branches are weaved together.